Neil Robertson against Michael White, our next match here live at the Ricoh Arena in Coventry. Michael White, if you were watching on table 2 earlier on, was very rusty indeed in his first match against Matthew Selt. It wasn't a good match. But Neil Robertson, former world champion of course, he started with victory 3-1 over Mark Williams. Michael White of Wales to get us underway. Yeah, he struggled against Selt. It was not a good match really, but he was showing signs of a bit of post-Christmas rustiness, I think, with the kindest way of putting it. Neil Robertson, the world number 7 as 2017 gets underway. One of the greats of the modern era, make no mistake. He's won a title of some sort every year since he won his first in 2006 at the Grand Prix, and last year it was the Riga Masters. I think Neil Robertson needed the break though for Christmas. He went off the ball a bit, had a few problems in China where, because the internet wasn't working, he went slightly mad. I mean, that's not an exaggeration, he did go a little bit mad out there. Never quite got his focus back. He's gone for a long red here, but it's already given Michael White an opening. Well, he may have been rusty first up, but he's got a match under his belt now, even though he lost it. At least he's played himself in, so you'd expect him to do a bit better here. He's a very attacking player. I think that playing Robertson actually will suit him. It'll be an open game. Michael White ranked 23rd. He was in the top 16 last year. It was up to 15, but it's just slipped back a little bit. But the vagaries of the rolling ranking system, points going on and off, it can be quite hard to follow sometimes. You can do well in a tournament and go down if you're at the end of the 2-year cycle where points come off. What these guys want to do is just win. That's the main aim. This has gone wrong for White in terms of ideal position. Just left this awkward. He's digging down and not great on the red. Well, Michael White sits down after breaking down on 19. Neil Robertson steps up. Remember, he's already off and running with a 3-1 victory over Mark Williams. I guess Robertson has come here looking to get going again this season. As I say, it tailed off a bit towards the back end of 2016. The Masters is coming up later this month. He's got Ali Carter first round there. One of the tournaments, of course, he'll be targeting, former champion at Ali Pali. think it's inconceivable he won't win something by the end of the season. I know Neil Folds, our colleague, feels that because he's been relatively quiet this season, that actually favours him with the World Championship coming up. I tend to agree, although, of course, we don't know how much snooker he'll be playing, but up until then he could be playing a lot. But it's always good to see him playing well. He's a fantastic player when he's at his best. Really great to watch. Ah, just as he was going well. Misses the red to the middle. Looking rather annoyed. Robertson's got one more match today against his pal Matt Selt this evening. White stays on this table actually, he plays Mark Williams, and then tonight on table 2 plays Anthony McGill, so quite a busy day for him. Oh, cracking pot. It's a trademark of his game, as it of course is of Neil Robertson's, that initial long red, but now it's all about staying in, because he was in before, broke down on 19, lost ideal position. Got to try and keep tight control of his cue ball. Losing your first match is of course by no means terminal in this league format, but if you go a couple down without points on the board, then you are under pressure, you're struggling to play catch up. The last thing you want in this event is to be relying on other results to put you through. You want to have your destiny in your own hands. 4 points is usually enough. Sometimes 3 points is enough to qualify for the playoffs.
94.
So the black puts him 30 in front, which means he's a couple of reds away from securing the opening frame. Neil Robertson was in but missed that red to the middle. White potted a fantastic long red to get back in. He's looking already much sharper in this match than he did in his first against Matt Selt, which was not a good game. And that's being kind. Slight kick, I think. Just took the pace out the cue ball. So should have done enough. 46 in front with 35 on, and has certainly done enough with that. Red going in.
56.
As I say, already looking a lot brighter than in his previous match. Really good break this. It started with a cracking long red. Okay, he's missed the black, but 83, an excellent break from Michael White, and that blows off some of the cobwebs that he was feeling. He was very rusty earlier on today, but that's more like it. So after an initial early chance each, it's Michael White who leads 1-0. 2-2 on the other table from the morning session. Mark Davis and Ryan Day, that match continuing. And after this match, White stays on to play Mark Williams, who of course is the other newcomer alongside Neil Robertson in this group. Paul Collier setting them up. Yes, 7 groups. Of course, Dave Gilbert already safely snug in the winners group at the end of February. And he'll be joined by 6 more players, the first of them tomorrow evening. We're back next week as well. Groups 3 and 4, then we take a break for the Masters and a few other tournaments. We're back towards the end of February to complete this Championship League. Well, if anything, that's an even better red than the one he knocked in the first frame, from which he made 83. Neil Robertson sits down. That was another cracking pot. He's looking a lot more confident now, isn't he? Now he's got his cue arm going, got his rhythm and his flow together. Cracking opening red from Michael White. The complication here, though, is the black at the moment is tied up. The pink looks to be out of commission as well. So just having to manoeuvre back for the blue. If you can get the pack open and maybe free pink and or black, then it helps. So be interesting to see if he goes into them here. There are open reds to play on, but if he wants to open up the big colours, he could try splitting them. I think that makes sense. He's freed the black. Still, he's run a little towards the reds, but he's at least 11. Opened it up. Could have finished better though. That, you know, he's not been left with anything easy here. Debris. I'm not quite sure what that was, but anyway, didn't affect him. We have a result from table 2. Ryan Day, the runner-up in Group 1 last night, has beaten Mark Davis 3-2. Well, it's not great, but he's on this red to the right middle. It's 28. Awkward though. Black again now is tied up. The pink's tied up. So although he's in, it's harder and harder to keep going. Little kiss would be good here. 34. It's just the fact the cue ball's having to travel. With black and pink unavailable, always going down for the blue, you run the risk of getting wrong side of it and then having to travel even further, and you run the risk of losing position. This would be much easier if the black was on its spot. 35. But the bottom line is he's still potting balls, and that's ultimately what it's all about. That looks like it's gone wrong. I don't think he's on anything here. 40. Got a 40-point lead, so needs a good safety. Well, he was always going to take it on, and he'll pop more of those than he'll miss. Neil Robertson, one of the finest long potters the game's ever seen. I mean, he's playing a great one here in Michael White, but that was a terrific pot from Robertson. He's in, looking to respond in kind. It was White who knocked in a similar sort of red in the first frame, made 83 from it. Robertson looking for his own big break here. Oh, it's so unlucky. That's so unlucky, and that could be end of frame. It was a really good pot. The cue ball close to that corner pocket. You can't legislate by knocking the pink in. Very unlucky, and as I say, could be costly. Well, he's played for the pink to the middle, but he's overdone it. That's a big mistake. He's playing safe. What a let-off that is for Robertson.
Michael White 1.
Looked for all the world like 2-0 there. Well, if he loses this frame, he'll wonder how, I think, but I guess shots like that don't help. Well, doesn't want to knock this red safe. Well, that's worked out okay. It's flicked off the yellow.
Seven. Eight. 14.
Well, just slightly springy, I think, off the cushion. It seemed to come off a bit sharpish. Didn't quite leave the angle Robertson was looking for on this brown. Well,
90.
could go for the double, I guess. Maybe on the green. 6 points in the frame then. May be able to clip the yellow in. The problem, I think, is going to be getting on the green. This frame has suddenly gone incredibly scrappy. Well, played safe, but could have been safer, I guess. Could have been a snooker. That is a snooker, so that's trouble for white. Expect him to hit this, but can't guarantee he'll get it safe. Seemed to have hit it pretty well. It's just a question, well, is there a gap between black and blue? That would be annoying for the Welshman. May not be able to see the potting angle. Well, it's tight, isn't it? Couldn't quite see the potting angle of the yellow. Quite a battle then on this yellow. Michael White's got the full 12 foot between cue ball and object ball. Wow, what a great shot. He came round to look to see if you could clip it in, but even so it needed such accuracy. Cue ball could have finished in a kind of spot though for the Aussie. So the battle on the yellow becomes the battle on the green. Well, the double kiss not so dreaded in this case. It's not bad there, really. OK, he's given White a chance to play a safety, but at least he's not left any sort of pot on the green. That'll do nicely, though, for the Welshman. Ooh, the little knuckle, and this cuts. So this is all about position now. As the cue ball's got to travel around the table for the brown. Well, maybe it was just too thin. The angle can sometimes be deceptive on camera. That's a good shot though. Well, he's got the cover, which he has, then that's worked out so well for Neil Robertson. Sooner or later there's going to be a mistake. Michael White hoping it's not this shot. And it's not. Big targets to snooker behind here, but there may be a gap, I think there is, between black and blue. White to get through. Well, that's not what he played, but he'll take it, I guess. Robertson laughing at the kick there. He was so surprised by it, but it's finished all right for White. I don't think he minded too much in the end. So a chance. Can he play the cannon to the blue and leave it on to the left corner? No, he can't, is the answer. 9 points in front then, but nowhere on the blue. Sorry, make that 11 points in front, I should say. Either way, just needs the blue. Well, this could be a free ball. It's going back. Not a free ball, but the difference it makes is that White will need the pink as well as the blue. Good shot, full ball snooker. Oh, a nice flick on the black to fluke the snooker. This frame has turned into a bit of an epic. Robertson needs all three colours. White needs blue and pink. Some good safety being played here between two players known for their attacking snooker. But you can't really attack if you can't see a pot. That's the point. It's a good tactical play. Well, again, he apologises because that could have been a much easier pot that he left. Well, the fact he's having the blue clean suggests he's taken the pot on. I guess the problem with the shot was he had to play it at pace to get on the pink. And he got on the pink, just didn't pot the blue. Half hour frame. Neil Robertson, is he tempted by the blue? Not only is he tempted, he's knocked it in. Now where's this white going to stop? Because he needs the black as well. It's not too bad. Just needs to roll this pink in. But the black's not in yet. This is tough. This is tricky. This is tough. But it is for one each. Epic frame. And Neil Robertson with three very classy pots on blue, pink and black has won it to level up at 1-all. Fair to say it took some winning, that frame, but it's gone finally to Neil Robertson. Michael White just leaving the arena. Bit disappointed. He did have chances, they both did, but in the end a classy finish. White attempting that blue to the middle, but as I had to play it at pace, and well, we saw what happened, he missed it. Michael White returns then, I'm sure a little disappointed to put all that effort in to frame 2 and lose it. But anyway, we're ready for the third frame, 1 apiece. Well, he'll take the little knuckle, that's worked out well. Be interesting to see if Robertson, having won that second frame, can now step up and start to take a bit of control. It's what he's good at doing. Well, looking to straight away take control by slamming into them. He's on a red to the left corner. Just seeing if the black goes to the right corner.
6.
That would certainly help. Looking at a man who once made 103 century breaks in a single season. Incredible that was. Made the 100th at the Crucible, smashing the previous record, which had been, I think, 62. That's literally how much he beat it by. And it's one of those things, even if someone else
15.
does it, as Robertson himself said, he was the first. And that means a lot to him. And it was an incredible achievement. Championship League helped actually. He made around 20 in this event, so that was clearly a help. Horrible contact.
31.
Still on the black, not quite as intended. The white just lost a bit of pace there through that kick. Recovered the situation really well though. Well, just awkward. He's got the rest out for the red on the opposite side, which seems a better bet really. It's already 46-0 to the good. Could so easily have been 2-0 down. It was very scrappy. Second frame over half an hour, but Robertson won it with a good blue, pink and black, and going very nicely now here in frame 3. Already 55-0 in front. So just a couple more reds needed, in fact. But first of all, he needed that pink. So the break ends at 55. Well, that's such a big mistake. A straightforward red. Now he'll be really annoyed with himself. Unforced error. So Robertson not punished for missing the pink. White missed what for him was a very easy red, and Neil Robertson has done the damage with this second visit. First ending at 55, but no way back from here for the Welshman, and it means that from 1-0 down, Neil Robertson is going to be leading 2-1. Doesn't matter about that, he's done the damage. Really, Michael White did the damage, didn't he, by missing that red. And Neil Robertson grateful to get back in to lead 2-1. So he needs one more for victory. On the other table, Mark Davis leads Matt Selt 1-0. Michael White, whatever happens here, of course, stays on to play Mark Williams, who is struggling already, having lost his first 2 matches. So the 2 Welshmen, that could be a crunch match for those two, if White also loses this one. Robertson in for the kill then, leading 2-1 from 1-0 down and looking to get this 4th frame underway and get the point on the board.
Frame 4. Neil Robertson's up.
Good pot. Needs to put something together now to make amends for that surprising missed red, the unforced error that ultimately cost him the 3rd frame. But he's missed the green off the spot now. Just can't afford those. Certainly in a short match like this, and certainly when you're playing a player of the class of Neil Robertson. But he's not been punished for it. That is a let-off for Michael White, and Robertson annoyed clearly, because there's a chance to really make White squirm in his seat thinking about the latest miss, but in fact he's got an easy red to go at here. It's like the miss never happened for him on the green. But the same applies, he's still got to try and put something together. He's seen Robertson play impressively in that 3rd frame, and he's waiting there in his chair to pounce if anything goes wrong again here.
Hedge. 9.
No, another miss out of nowhere.
White 9.
Surely this time it's going to be costly to a degree, just a question of how costly. Just one more loose red. The moment to go, although that would free the other red that you can see there in the cluster. But sooner rather than later he's going to get into them. Gone into them there, but it's not worked out. He's not on a red, I don't think.
25.
Cue ball just sort of skimmed off them.
Robertson 25. Well, Lewis.
He'll be playing again, I'm sure. Well, that's just about as intended. He cut the thin edge, which is what he was looking for. And it looks okay. Good pot, but positionally could have worked out a lot better. Still went for the black. That's a big shot to play, and now it's out of his hands. He's left reds on. Neil Robertson's 18 points in front, so it's all a question of how many the Australian makes. Will it be enough to win frame and match here?
One. Eight.
Black and one more red needed then. Michael White started this match brightly. He made an 83 in the first frame. But there's been a lot of mistakes since. That was a bit of a bounce, I think, off the top cushion. He only needs one more red though, so there's no point making a meal of it. Just pop this red down the right hand side. He's checking the scores now. Pop the red and that should be that. Three snookers required. Black to make absolutely sure. Just roll it in. Easy for me to say, I know, but Robertson would pop more of these than he'd miss. And that should be the point for the Aussie, and that will be a 2 wins out of 2 for Neil Robertson. So a good start for the world number 7, highest ranked player in the Championship League so far this year. Michael White glances at the scores. He's having a look here, but 58 behind with 43 on. It's a long way back. Cracking shot. Really good shot. Now the main thing for Robertson is don't leave a free ball. At the moment White needs 4 snookers, but of course with the extra points from the free ball suddenly it's only a couple, so mustn't leave a free ball. Not far away from hitting the red though. This is a good shot if it runs. Didn't quite get there. So now 3 snookers required for White, but if you can lay one as good as that, you never know. Well, just caught the black, which is not as intended. This red will cut, and I'm sure if it goes in there'll be a handshake from Michael White. But it's not. Now where's the white? Ooh, just for a moment. Got a bit close to that middle pocket. Well, it's another snooker. Same applies really regarding the free ball. Because if he left a free ball, White could actually win with a red and a black, or the free ball and a black that is. Good hit though. Got him again. The slight complication here is possibility of the in-off. If he flicks off the red, the cue ball could go in the middle. Equally could pot it if he gets the contact right. Well, neither's happened, he's just hit it, but that's enough. Doesn't want to pot this white either, he wants the red on the table. Does not want the red in because the free ball thing goes out the window then. It's good to see him carrying on. Not a lot of people would, 50 points behind with 35 on, but he's given it a go here, but must keep this out. And that's easier said than done, to keep it out in a way where you don't leave it on. Now then, can he just cut this in? He can, and that should be that. There's the handshake. Neil Robertson beats Michael White 3-1. In many ways, the key frame was the second, which Robertson stole on the black, and he grew stronger after that. And he is the winner, so he's won both of his matches so far by 3-1 score lines. He has a little break, but Michael White will be back out shortly to play another Welshman, Mark Williams. That's the match coming up.